Grade 11 and 12. I'm back on algebra. My name is Dr. Pele of Mathematics Seeker. I welcome you, the grandsons and daughters of the great father of algebra, Muhammad Al-Khwarizm. Muhammad Al-Khwarizm, the father of algebra. Okay, today I'm going to derive from the standard form of a quadratic equation into a quadratic formula, right? I'm going to formulate the quadratic formula from the standard form of a quadratic equation in a form of ax squared plus bx plus c to make up the quadratic formula in this form. Right, let's see how it's done. Okay, we are going to derive the standard form of a quadratic equation into a quadratic formula using a completing a square method. We are going to apply the rules of completing a square to derive this standard form equation of a quadratic into a quadratic formula. The first step in completing a square, we check if this thing is in a standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Yes, it's in the standard form. Then we divide each term by the coefficient of x squared, which is a. Then let's write the way it is. Let's write it the way it is. Then we divide each term by the coefficient of what? Of x squared, which is what? Which is a. Then we left with x squared plus b over ax plus c over a is equaling to 0. Right, we have something of this nature now. Then the second step, we transpose c over a to the other side, which is the value of c. We take it to the other side, right? We can do that by subtracting c over a on both sides of the equation, or adding minus c over a on both sides of equation, right? It's going to be x squared plus b over ax is equaling to minus c over a. Then the third step, we have the coefficient of what? Of x, which is what? B over a. We have the coefficient of x, which is b over a. Then we square it. You have the coefficient of x, then you square it, you add on both sides. The answer, right, is going to be b over 2a squared, right? Is going to be b squared over 4a squared, right? In this case, then you add it on both sides of the equation. Then let's add on both sides of this equation. It's x squared plus b over a x plus b squared over 4a squared is equaling to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared, right? Then we add it on both sides of the equation. Then we do what? We factorize this. Let's factorize this. We can see that it's a quadratic, right? It's in a quadratic form. Then how do we factorize this thing? We'll write the x and x, the factors of the first term. The factors of the last term are what? The sign in the middle is what? Is plus. It's going to be plus. The factor of the last term is what? Is b over 2a and b over 2a. You can test or prove it to check if it's correct, right? Can test it, right? Then now let's come this side. This side, we are going to take this one as 4a squared, right? This one comes here how many times? This one goes here how many times? It's going to cancel a. Then we leave with what? With minus 4a times the c, 4ac. Then this one comes here how many times? Once. Get one. Then you'll be left with 1 times the b squared is going to be plus b squared, right? Then in this case, this one is the same as a and a times a is how much? A squared, or x and x times x is what? X squared. Then this one is going to be x plus b over 2a squared is equaling to minus 4ac plus b squared divided by 4a squared, right? Then in this case, we introduce the radical sign both side. This side is going to be plus minus the radical sign with the radicand here. Then now in this case, we are going to have what? X plus b over 2a is equaling to plus minus the radical sign of how much? minus 4ac plus b squared divided by 4a squared. Then in this case, we are going to take this one to the other side. We can subtract what minus, we can subtract what b over 2a on both sides, right? It's going to be x is equaling to, it's going to be x is equaling to minus b over 2a plus, right, plus minus this one. We know that the set form, in a set form we can write it in this form of what, minus 4ac plus b squared divided by the radical sign of 4a squared. Then in a set form, right, this thing is the same as this one, right? Then now we are going to say x is equaling to minus b divided by 2a plus minus. Then in this case, we are going to have this one as it is. It's going to be minus 4ac plus b squared. Then the radical sign of how much, of 4a squared, the radical sign of 4 is how much, is 2. The radical sign of a squared is going to be how much, a, right? Then now these ones are the denominators are the same. We add the numerators. Is x is equaling to, we take one denominator, we add the numerators, right? It's going to be minus plus minus the radical sign of minus 4ac plus b squared, right? Then therefore it's x is equaling to minus b plus minus radical sign of format. We can start with b here, right? b squared, right, minus 4ac, all divided by what, 2a. Then it's proven. That's how we prove it. It's proven now. You can check our comment section to click the link there to join our WhatsApp group for free extra classes. I thank you.